Hello you guys, and welcome to my first ever mobile video game review. I am GrmGrl. Yes, that is what my gaming tag or my channel name says, GrmGrl. Just in case you were wondering, just figured I'd throw that out there. So like I was saying, this is my first ever gaming review, and today I'm going to be reviewing Lineage 2 Revolutions. Now, I've been playing this game for about a good 2 weeks now, I would say, and this isn't like my first go round with mobile massive role-playing games. I've played a lot of them, and I will say that this one is it's up there in my top 3. So, as you guys can see, this is my character. There's 4 different classes that you can choose from. I think you can choose from an elf, a dwarf, a human, and I forgot the 4th one. But I chose an elf. Well, maybe that is the 4th one. I don't know. So I chose an elf because I'm very biased towards elves. And her name is Abrielle. And right now I am at level 31. I've been working so hard to get at level 31. And I know a lot of you guys may be saying, really, you've been working really hard to get to level 31. But yeah, I have, because there's other games I've been playing. And you guys, we'll get into it in the review, why it took me so long to get to level 31. But yeah, this is my character. She is an elf. She's level 31. And let me zoom out. This is what she looks like now. When I first started playing, her outfit didn't look like that. It didn't have the orange detailing. I'm not sure if it changed because of her level increase, or because of the items that I have her equipped with. I'm not sure, but she didn't start out looking this cool. I mean, she looks okay, but she didn't start out looking like this. So let's get started into the game. While I talk, this is my character. That's Abrielle right there. So as I talk up and give you guys my review of the game, I'm going to put her on auto. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the storyline. Now, this game does have a storyline. Actually, let me go to the menu. I believe it may be under events and journey event. Now, as you guys can see, under journeys, you have the mercenary part 1, 2, and 3, and then you have Mount's journey. I'm still on the missionary's journey, and the icon, like when I clicked on it and it says journey 12, that's the journey that I'm on. Now, personally, I do not like the story of this game, and one of the reasons why is because of all of the different quests that you have to go on. Now, when it comes to these type of games, I will say up front, going on quests and battling all the monsters in the game, that's nothing new for these types of games. However, to me, the quests are just so dumb and stupid, and none of the characters who I'm going on these quests for stand out to me. Like, nothing about this story stands out. Like, obviously this is a typical good guy, bad guy. You pick a side, like you're this quote unquote chosen character or whatever, but like nothing about that stands out to me. And the first comparison that I'm going to compare the storyline in this game to is one of my favorite massive online role-playing games, which is called Legion of Heroes. That is another mobile game, and I mean, it has the same premise as this game, but in my opinion, the storyline in that game is far superior because it's very cohesive, and the quests that you do, they're not as monotonous. I hope I'm using that word correctly. They're not as monotonous as they are in this game, and they tie in very directly with the storyline and there are a lot of characters in that game who are very appealing. It's I can see this character, I can see it from their point of view. I can see why this happened to them. In this game, I just don't get that at all. And maybe it's just me, you guys. Maybe I have a short attention span. I'm not sure, but none of the characters in this game draw me to the storyline. So right now, you guys, I'm on the class page, so you guys can see the different classes when it comes to a human, a elf, a dark elf, and a dwarf. I think the dark elf is what I was missing when I was describing all of the different races and classes and stuff that you can have. I think I was forgetting the dark elves. But yeah, so this is, you know, she can either be, right now I'm a mystic, okay? I'm a mystic. And I've already reached level 31, and this is the reason why I said I was working so hard to get to level 31, because now I can change her class. She can either be a spell singer, and I don't think I've heard of that term before, or she can be an elder. I don't know which one I like the most. Probably the elder, because it has more gold. But anyways, so yeah, as an elf, you can be a warrior elf, a rogue elf, or, which is what I am, a mystic. And within each of those, once you reach level 31, I guess you can change whatever your class is. So if you're a warrior, you can be a temple knight elf, and that looks amazing. Or you can be a sword singer, and that looks amazing also. I mean, I think they all look amazing. And as a rogue, when you reach level 31, you can be a planeswalker, which doesn't look too bad. I like her shoulder pad things. A silver ranger. I don't like bow and arrows in games. I don't like bow and arrows too much, except for when I played Zelda. But it's a beautiful bow, but I just don't like bow and arrows. Or when you're me, a mystic, you can be a spell singer or an elder. And you know, you have the humans, a male human, and you know, he has his base class, and then you got the dark elves, and I don't really like the way the dark elves look. And then you can be dwarfs. And that does not look like a dwarf to me. It just looks like a regular, like, child. Like, every time I think of dwarves, I think of something really ugly. You know, like the dwarves from Lord of the Rings. So, what I really wanted to talk to you guys about in this portion of the review is my overall review of the game and a comparison to, again, Legion of Heroes, and maybe Brave Frontiers. I throw Brave Frontiers in, you know, just, you know, as an honorable mention. Anyways, to continue with my overall review of the game, I love this game. It's okay. I hate the storyline. I think the storyline is very, very stupid, and I'm going to keep saying that. I'm going to make it a point. The storyline is very, very, very stupid. Whereas in Legion of Heroes, which, I mean, one of my all-time favorite mobile games, the storyline in that game is vastly superior to this game. I mean, and the thing about it is, Legion of Heroes, I mean, when you look at the game and the characters within the game, it takes inspiration from from so many different cultures, and it's so all over the place, but it's very coherent and it's very consistent. This game, you know, this is basically a fantasy game, you know, and so every single race, every single class in this game are, you know, they're set in the fantasy, medieval kind of world. And with that being said, it's very consistent in that way, but the storyline just sucks to the point where you don't care about, you know, if it's consistent and if all the characters look like they fit in this world. Whereas Legion of Heroes, the characters are, you know, like you got, what was that lady's name? What was her name? Bathory, that really weird lady who, like, I don't know, like she bathed in like blood or something like that, and it's based on, I'm not sure if she was like a princess or if she was just like a really rich lady, but they have that character in that game. And, you know, I think that mythos is from, I would say, like at the European side, and then like they switch and they have like mummies and stuff like that, and they have like Nefertiti in that game. You know, like the characters are so all over the place, but it's so very, very, very consistent and cohesive. And when you take your character to all the different places in that game, it just makes sense and it just fits. This game, no, the storyline is stupid, very, very, very stupid. However, I will say, from a visual side, this game is beautiful. I mean, it's kind of, I don't want to say leaps and bounds. It's maybe just a little leap, ahead of Legion of Heroes. They're both, I don't know, that like the graphics in both games are kind of on par on a base world standpoint, I believe, but I think the cutscenes in that game are a little bit better than the cutscenes in this game. But this game, on like a day-to-day basis, it's much more visually appealing than Legion of Heroes. The leveling up in this game is very easy to level up. I'm still trying to, get, all the rune stones, collecting them, and getting better equipment. I'm still trying to get all that down packed, but I think the leveling up in both games are on par. I think the leveling up in this game, to me, it just seems like I've leveled up a little bit easier than what it was like in Legion of Heroes. The one thing that I don't like about this game that I loved about Legion of Heroes, and again, if you're just now tuning in, I'm going to repeat this again. I'm comparing this game to Legion of Heroes because that game is very, very, very similar to this game. So that's why I keep going back and forth between, Legion of Heroes and Lineage 2. With this game, you're a single entity. You're just this one person. This character right here, Abrielle, is the only character that I can control. And I guess unless I, come over here where her little profile picture is and choose to add more characters, then I can add more characters. But as of right now, to my knowledge, I can only play as her. And every time I battle, unless I'm with my clan or unless I form a party, then it's just me battling. Whereas in Legion of Heroes, you had, I believe it was a team of 8, maybe it may be a team of 6 or a team of 8, and you always fought. You didn't always have to fight with those characters. You could change those characters out, but it was a team thing, which is what I really, really like, because then that way you can you can mix and match the stats of all the characters in that game. Whereas in this one, you're just playing as one character by itself, and so it puts more pressure on the player, me, to level her up to make sure she's at where she needs to be in order to successfully fight my opponents. So the next thing that I want to talk about when it comes to this game is something that I felt needed its own kind of category, and that is the controls in this game. Now, I know I just said that the controls are very fluid and it's no lagging, but it's not this control, like the physical control itself, is this control, which is the auto, which is what I'm about to switch on. So as you can see, the character, the character can pretty much, fight for herself, because I can turn the auto on and off, and it's either I can fight as I'm pressing the button myself, or I can have her fight, the opponents for me. And with that being said, that's very useful when it comes to battling, because, as I said earlier when I was talking about the storyline, there are a lot of quests, in my opinion. Too many stupid quests that I don't really want to do because I don't really care about the story, but I want the rewards from them. And with that being said, the auto, setting her into auto mode is amazing when you're doing quests. Specifically when you're doing quests, because there are so many other things that you can do in the game, but specifically when it comes to the quest, putting her in the auto mode is amazing, because it's a button. You just click it and she just does on her own, and you don't even have to think about it. You just let the game go, just go for it by itself. And with that being said, it's very good. The auto control is very good for battles, and it's very good for walking, because you have to walk a lot in this game. You can transport, but transporting, you have to have transportation. Not transportation. I think they call it teleportation scrolls, and you have to use gold, and you have to use these orb things, and all of that is just unnecessary if you're trying to collect, a lot of materials and items. All that's really unnecessary. So for me, I choose to walk everywhere. So putting her in auto mode is good for battling, it's good for walking. However, I will say, so I would say overall, if I had to give this game a 1 out of 5 point stars, like one star to 5-star rating. I would say that this game is a 4.5. Visually beautiful, storyline sucks. And I'm gonna keep saying it. The storyline sucks, and that matters to me, you guys. I know a lot of you guys may be saying, "Well, yeah, but it's a mobile game." Like, to give you guys the basis for my gaming life, the first game that I ever really played and really got into was Final Fantasy VIII, and I was about like 6 or 7 when I started playing like PlayStation and role-playing games. And as you guys may or may not know, Final Fantasy games are very it's just very like all inclusive. Like, you have to really, submerge yourself in those games in order to be successful in those games. And with that being said, that's what because of that game, I'm very drawn to role-playing games in general. So when I play games like that, and when I play now let me see, what's another game that I played, like Brave Frontier, Legion of Heroes. When you play games like that where you can customize the characters and what they do, and you're on a team and stuff like that, you kind of have high expectations playing other role-playing games, in my opinion. And with that being said, and also, the storylines in those games, again, every last one of those games, like Final Fantasy, Legion of Heroes, Brave Frontier, and again, I said I was going to throw Brave Frontier in there as an honorable mention, and I will be reviewing Brave Frontier coming up pretty soon, because that game has changed a lot since the last time I've played it. But all those games have a consistent, cohesive storyline. This game does not, and that matters for someone like me who plays role-playing games, because I get all into it. I cannot get all into this game as I would like to. So yeah, I give this game a 4 out of 5. Beautiful game, terrible storyline. I absolutely love the open worldness of it, and how you can battle and play with other people from, I guess, all around the world. And yeah, so I like this game. It's a 4 out of 5. It's not quite a 5. Maybe as I continue to play it, something in the story may catch my eyes. But until then, nope, it's a 4 out of 5.